friends. I have a very exciting conversation lined up for us today. I have Anil Srivatsa. Anil actually now is in the process of setting up Spot Radio, which is one of his brands. He's going to talk about that.
And radio.
And Radiowalla, wonderful. And he's found about 2,000 stores that he's going to install it in, of which already 500 are installed. So think about this as your own radio channel if you're a cafe. He's doing it for coffee days, so that's how we got to know each other, right? He's also going to do it for offices, he's going to do it for bars, he's going to do it for any other place, schools, etc., colleges, etc., etc., etc. Think about wherever you need it. Villages. Brilliant. Wonderful, right? So without further ado, Anil, why don't you talk about your business?
My business is two products. One is Radiowalla, one is Spot Radio. Radiowalla is usually a consumer product which is available on the internet through any broadband connected device, which is a platform for radio channels. So it's not one channel, it's a platform for several channels that will be available through that one platform. So we're going to create and maintain about 30 of those. And then after that, any of you, by the way, any of you feel like thinking, feel like saying that I have a differentiated product and I want to speak to a certain set of community of people that nobody else is reaching out to, and you want to create your own radio, please create it. Create it and bring it under our platform. We're like a distribution system, right?
So all you Ulfat Sultan School of Speech.
Yeah, correct. So we're we're like the Tata Sky of audio.
Okay.
The Dish TV of audio.
Very nice. Very cool.
So we will own and create 30 of the radio stations ourselves. Okay, so that being said, there'll be a variety of genre of music on Radiowalla, which covers anywhere from Metallica to jazz to blues to Sufi music to cooking and non-music stuff. It's not just about music, because life in our lives are a punctuated sentence with music in between. So
that's a very good way of putting it.
Okay. So it's just so you can think of, if you think it and you think we don't have it, tell us and we'll bring some content there that your needs are going to be met. Because for us, it's about not getting 300,000 people listening to one channel. It's about getting 20,000 people listening to 30 channels each.
Okay.
So it's the sum of the whole that makes.
I see. So you're clearly operating in what would be defined as a long tail.
We're at the long tail of it actually, where we are going to talk to pet lovers. Now, pet lovers have a defined number. Okay, so I don't care if they're not going to be in the millions, because I'll have pet lovers, I'll have golfers, I'll have financial guys, I'll have parenting enthusiasts. So each one of them is going to bring a certain amount of community base into our community system, and gives us a larger community, but very, very defined and focused.
Very nice.
Okay, so I'm not looking to be a mass market enterprise. That's not the idea of customization. You can't be customized and be a mass market player either. And Spot Radio, for that matter, is very similar. We customize radio stations and audio product for enterprises. Okay. It could be retail chains, it could be universities, it could be colleges and schools. Schools want to have their on-campus radio station, where, say, a bunch of students want to run their own station for their school. We enable that education process as well. So we become kind of like a quasi-university or a broadcasting course, where we'll oversee you, but you will run everything. We will teach you how to do it. And of course, there's a business model around it. Okay, that being said, we are currently in about between 500 and 600 stores already. We have a pipeline of 2,000 stores to cover. We've already got 30 brands on board to be able to send custom radio into their stores. So the biggest need we're meeting is the fact that it's very cumbersome today the way things are working in the retail channel, of changing the CDs, making somebody always make multiple copies of CDs because you want to send it to 300 stores and then you want to keep it up to date. So, and you don't really have that medium of communication available to you to talk about your brand.
Totally.
So we're taking out all of that as a variable in your customer experience situation. And we're saying, we will create your radio station. When I say radio station, I don't mean back-to-back music. I mean a radio station. So it's going to sound like one, feel like one, and give the brand enough bandwidth on that channel to promote their brands between songs, to say, you get one song finished and say, hey, don't forget to check out our sale coming up next week. They don't have a medium of communication other than print and the physical space. So here's a system that's going to come back and say, okay, I can now use this as well. And for those who want to make some extra revenue, sell it. If you think you have a great footfall, sell it to third-party advertisers who want to reach your footfall using the same medium. Unlike video in a store, audio is not intrusive. So you can shop and still listen, while a video screen there is going to command your attention, which means it's going to take it away from what you're there for in the first place, which is shopping.
Absolutely.
Okay, so there's a big difference in the appeal. Now the second thing is FM radio station is not meeting many needs. Right? So for example, I'm a Metallica fan. The only place I'm going to get Metallica is if I download music on my iPod, or there are some radio stations from obscure places that I have to keep looking for, and sometimes I have to bookmark it, and that's the only place I'm going to get it. So now there's a brand, for example, a brand that lends itself to the Metallica freak. That's the kind of person he wants to reach. So his in-store radio is going to be all about Metallica. Now, you take this radio station, which is only available in-store. So if I have to listen to this Metallica music, I have to come to the store to listen to it. It's not as motivating. Yes, it's going to bring me there. I'm going to have a better shopping experience. I'm going to feel a lot better about that store as a customer because I'm a Metallica fan. They're giving me what I want. Therefore, their brand's going to become loyal to me. But how do you take that Metallica radio station, now that it's created, for say 100 people? How do you make it available to 1,000 people? That store chain has the option of telling me, okay Anil, why don't you put my Metallica radio onto your Radiowalla platform? And now you make it available to that community of thousands.
I understand. Sounds interesting. Absolutely.
Okay. Well, there's a business model attached to it, obviously. And nothing comes free, right? So we're also...
So how do you make your money?
Well, we make our money by managing the service for them. We make our money by selling the service to advertisers and then revenue share with them. We're making our money by giving them an opportunity to take what they've created and are proud of as their brand extension in-store radio, and making it available outside the store through our platform. Because licensing is not the cheapest thing in the world.
Absolutely.
And since we are creating it, our licenses work for it.
Very nice, very cool.
Okay, so there's an incremental, for a few dollars more.
For a few dollars more, indeed. I'm getting a lot of sound bites. Excellent. I just want to get quickly into your personal journey, which I think is as exciting as everything else. So we are talking to the ex-CEO of Kings 11 Punjab, and a guy that actually used to have a syndicated talk show in the US. He spent 16 years in the US, and you want to talk a little bit more about your journey. What motivates you? What do you get a kick out of?
Well, I get a kick out of life. Okay. So I'm a criminologist by profession.
Okay.
So I am a forensics guy.
Oh, okay.
I used to be in the police for 2 years, and so I went to the US. I went to the US to finish up my master's in telecommunications, and I created my first television production on Discovery called Medical Detectives.
Wow!
I don't know if you've ever seen that. It's a CSI type show, which in '95 we started. And I did that for 3 years. Where it was true life stories about how forensic science solved crime. So all those stories were actually real. So my job was to head of production for it and research. My job was to find those stories. Then after that, I went on to starting my own radio talk show. I had a master's degree to finish, and I had a thesis to finish before I got the degree. And that thesis was about ethnic media and how mainstream advertisers would, and this in America makes sense. Ethnic media there is Indian content is ethnic media there. Here it's mainstream. So my job was to prove a hypothesis that mainstream advertisers would love to reach ethnic media, the ethnic community through ethnic media and not through mainstream media. So for that I had to set up a radio show that I started out in a radio station in Princeton University, which I bought some airtime on just to finish my thesis.
Okay.
I figured I'd finish it and move on and get my degree and do what I have to do on a day job. But to cut a long story short, that radio show continued beyond my thesis. I got everything. I had my day job, I had the radio show, and it turned out to be running for 10 years. And I started in Princeton University, which slowly was made available across the country in the US.
Very cool.
On every platform, DTH, AM, FM. satellite, internet. I had an internet radio station in '97 called Radio Bakwas.
What a name! Radio Bakwas, indeed.
At IndiaRadio.com. That was
Okay.
the first. We were one of the first Indian online radio stations
Okay.
to come out.
Okay.
So it's not something I've done now. It's been something that I've been doing and playing around with since the
Very
time
cool.
technology permitted that on the internet. Most people have gone beyond what I have done. I've only kept it as a hobby so far. Had I taken it to the next level, I could have been the next media baron. But hey, it's never too late.
You were talking about the India
Yeah,
Today
so
group.
I came. I was hired by the India Today group to come here and head a FM station group. And they wanted to be different, and for me, that was what allured me to come back here and do something. And Meow 104.8 FM was born. It was India's first talk format radio station, designed for women only, actually.
Oh,
So
okay.
yeah, it was a double. It was a double. I wouldn't say whammy, but a two-pronged differentiation. First one, it was a talk format station. Second, it was designed and named as women only. And then on the third part, besides being in management trying to build this, I started a late night show in India on the same station, which kind of gave me a quasi name as the king of late night talk show. My show was called Between the Sheets.
Okay.
And it was a show that dealt with things that happened between the sheets. And I spoke to women only, and it was pretty interesting.
Your name's Azra Hatke, wasn't
And the show was about sex, sexuality, relationships, which again, incidentally, I'm going to relaunch on my internet radio platform. Because once I left India Today, I just stopped doing it.
Okay.
But clearly the fan following hasn't
Diminished.
as much as I was
Excellent.
thinking it would. Clearly, it is a proof of the pudding for me, saying that if you are making a difference in people's lives, you're not going to be forgotten easily.
Absolutely.
Okay, so the idea is to involve your product. So whatever product you create, make sure that you're penetrating somebody's lives, changing it for better or worse. Even if you've changed it for worse, they're not going to forget you. The problem is if they're indifferent to you. I don't want
Words
them
of
to know.
wisdom from a guru. Absolutely.
क्या कहते हैं कि मैं सरस्वती बेच के लक्ष्मी कमाना चाहता हूँ.
दोनों कमाइएगा. Best of